Welcome, adventurers, to a world of wonder and whimsy, of fantasy and the fantastic, of Dungeons and Dragons. Please clap. Hate it so much. Let's dive into this episode of Radventure. Previously on Radventure, the party converges. Aasimar Magnolia traveled to Yukon City where her horses turned into #horse chunks, but luckily she met a Mothman constructor Yotik, who necromanced her horses back together. Yotik was able to determine that the unusual disc Magnolia found in her van was actually a star map to the lost tomb of the NecroWraith Scepter, a mystical legend. The police showed up, and a smidgen of murder happened. But that wasn't the only death that day. We cut over to Gert, who is tasked with taking care of some adorable Tamagotchis. But after breathing in some chemicals, she hallucinated her bardic idol and passed out, waking up to all the Tamagotchis dead, except one named Neil. Further, we found Whirl, a young Ganassi, attempting to build a ladder to the skies, but he was arrested by a seemingly very broken police officer. Magnolia and Yotik, searching for a bard and someone to read star maps, break the others out of jail, but not before grabbing a magical heavy crossbow and some strange substances from evidence. As the party fled the many, many scenes of the crimes, you all followed the star map north until you spotted a sword protruding from a large boulder. And as you got closer, the ground began to shake. With that, would everyone please make dexterity saving throws?
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
I have 21.
That's not one.
Oh my gosh.
That is going to be a 19.
Both Yotik and Gert, you managed to sort of right yourself. Gert, you managed to fully just stay perfectly still within this. The bardic energy flowing through you allows you to plant your feet firmly on the ground. It's amazing public speaking. Meanwhile, Magnolia, there's something about it, just the world shaken, that has a huge effect on you for one reason or another. And just full on face plant into the ground, taking Whirl with you.
Sorry, Whirl.
It's okay. Ow.
Is everyone all right?
We'll walk it off.
I'm great.
Gert, as you're all examining this sword in the stone, you hear a little noise from your pocket. So hungry. So hungry.
Neil, I nearly forgot about you. I take Neil out of my pocket and I immediately feed him.
Yeah, you press the buttons. Just maybe a little too fast, and the stomach gets a little big, but Neil's happy. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, Neil. I'll protect you forever.
Thank you.
Who's your friend here?
Oh, this is Neil.
Oh.
He's just tagging along with us.
Oh, well, hello, Neil. Yotik leans over the Tamagotchi and waves a claw at it.
You see there's a little animation of a wave, which is just pixel here, pixel there, pixel here, pixel there. I have a little question.
For me?
Well, for you, and sort of looks to Gert. What's the meaning of life?
Great question, Neil. Well, the meaning of life. God, I didn't expect to be a parent so soon. Does anyone want to help me out on this one? I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I'm only 19.
Life is a mystery. Death.
Oh no! Cut out right now.
Oh yeah, wait, my Discord just disappeared. What the hell?
Yep.
Okay.
We just heard death, and then you just died.
Yeah, that was fascinating. All right, we'll just redo that. Life is a mystery. Death is the only certainty.
Okay, that doesn't make me feel better. Neil, how do you feel?
The eyes, just like a pixel animation, just get slightly wider.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does anyone have any, like, more positive? He's only a baby.
You have so long to live before death finds you.
I don't think that's helpful.
I'm not sure why.
Neil, just listen to the music of the world, and you'll find your happiness.
Okay. Could you press the sleep button now?
Sure thing, Neil. Good night.
Good night. It's sort of the animation of like the bed boop, pops up and just little Z's twirling up. It is about like 8 a.m. And ahead of you, there's still this sword in the stone.
Is any of you keen on investigating that sword?
I mean, we're here. We may as well, right?
I'll approach it.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
All right. Let's go with green.
But I haven't thrown enough evil swords at you and stones to make you all hesitant.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Amazing. So as you approach it, you see that the hilt is like a dull gold with like a big red ruby that sparkles as you look into it. You do see that there is some writing on the bottom of it. There's a little inscription. It looks like it's sort of covered in moss. You might have to like wipe it away in order to see it.
Oh yes, I wipe.
As you go up and touch you start wiping the big old boulder. You hear, and the rest of you hear as well. Sup, my dudes? How doth it hang?
Who's there?
Whoa.
Hello?
I don't like this already.
I look around. Do I see anyone?
Make a perception check.
12.
No, you don't see anyone. In fact, the voice appears to emanate from the sword. My name is Blaze, the Sword of Fire. How doth it hang?
It's hanging pretty good, Blaze.
Yes, it hangs well.
Tight.
What are you doing in a stone?
Oh, me? Well,
Yeah.
I'm, as we say, sans purpose. I haven't really left this stone before.
And do you want to leave the stone?
I'd totally be down. I've been trying to, like, I was grown here, I'm a naturally occurring sword,
I wasn't aware that was a thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You don't know about, like, like the sword shirt and, like, the stab mother and all that.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
With my druidic knowledge, does that make any sense?
Make a nature check.
That's a 10.
I mean, it seems kind of spacey for a sword, it's intelligent and speaking. It doesn't seem like to be malicious. Seems kind of out of it. What was your nature check? A nat 1. You just think to yourself, you've heard swords don't grow on trees.
Well, Mr. Blaze, sir,
Yes.
has anyone ever, not to be crass, but has anyone ever laid a hand on you? Tried to grasp you and lift you from this stone?
Oh, like some like random like deer have tried, but like there's some safeguards in place to make sure that I can't just suddenly be pulled out,
Oh, indeed.
If you look down below, and as you like brush away, see that there's like a little inscription there, and it says, "I am not alive, but I can grow. I have no lungs, but I need air to survive. What am I?"
I'm not alive, but I can...
Not alive, but you can grow. No lungs, but need air to survive.
Yeah. That's what it says. I haven't been able to figure it out. but I think that will, release me from here.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea.
Is it fire?
You see that there's like this sort of burst of flames where the blade of the sword meets the stone, just lights up. Oh, tight. Like totally bodacious.
Blaze, you've never looked better.
Thank you. I feel like a whole new me. Well, I feel like I'm totally in your debt right now. I have this kind of special ability, you know. If you'd like to pick the code word for it, I would be honored.
A special ability?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. You know, us randomly occurring like swords. You know, sometimes just we get a random effect that is with us.
Blaze, your code word is glowy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Good old Glowy Blaze. That's what they're gonna call me.
That would be a great band name.
Yeah,
That
I
would
dig
be
it.
a great band name.
I'll write it down.
Now that I'm totally in your debt, like, what are y'all doing here?
We're just making our way through. We're travelers. We're on an adventure.
You all know what's happening with those strange earthquakes?
No, we've just experienced one.
Yeah, was the one we just experienced not the first one?
They've been happening more and more frequently, especially in like the last month or so. They've been like totally amping up. It is most non-triumphant.
Oh my god, is it gonna be the big one?
Oh my god, I've heard about that. I feel like a whole group of people would spend like their entire lives thinking about the big one.
What is this big one of which you speak?
Well, you know, like you get a ton of tiny like earth tremors. And then they keep getting bigger, and it's like the earth is like a balloon, right?
Oh.
And you let out like a little bit of air.
Yes.
And it like gets smaller, but at a certain point you just want to squeeze the entire thing.
Oh,
And then
sure.
it's just like one big earth shaking, which is what I've been trying to tell everyone because we got to get off this damn planet.
Oh, indeed. You think the planet is going to burst like a balloon?
I mean, I wouldn't, count that out.
That's terrible news. We must leave as soon as possible. Where would we go, and how would we leave?
Well, I think that's why we gotta follow these discs. If it's like taking us to the stars, we should,
Yes,
see what
indeed.
happens.
I have so many questions.
Sounds reasonable.
I always have a lot of questions.
Oh, ask away.
First off, I can't move because I don't have arms or legs, or basically any joints. If anyone would like to carry me with them, I would be most inclined.
Dude, I'd love to carry you.
Tight.
I don't know why, Blaze. I just feel like this like connection between our souls, and I feel like we were always meant to be friends.
Oh, yeah, totally. Just so you know, I'm like dating like an axe. She goes to a different rock, like far
cool.
away. Like it's
Cool.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I just want to put that out there first.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, totally good.
Well, should I pull you out, Blaze?
Oh yeah, totally. Consent. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's like this sort of like blinding light that echoes like through the stone as you pull it out. There's like this almost ethereal music, and you hold it high above your head. And Blaze, the sword of fire, is now a thing you can add to your inventory. It's a long sword. Well, if what you say is true, and we got to avoid this big one, we should probably head towards the stab mother. I've been feeling that those tremors, they've been coming from her.
The stab mother?
Yeah, you know, the stab mother.
Is that your mom?
Kinda, yeah. She's like all of our mother, you know? She's like of all us naturally occurring swords.
Is she my mother?
I don't think you're a sword.
How could you
just
be
like-
sure?
If a sword could raise one eyebrow.
It just like glitters in the light.
But you've only just met me. There's so much yet that we can learn about each other.
Are you my mom?
I I don't think so. Are you my mom?
Yes.
You are?
Yep.
I find this
Blaze?
very confusing. I turn back to look at everyone else and I'm just like, what?
I don't think that's how any of this works.
Well, my intelligence is 3, so I'll believe it if you say that I'm your mom, but
I think we should leave ourselves open to the possibility that you are my mother or that I am yours, but something doesn't seem quite right, but I can't put my finger on it.
I can't either. I don't have
Yes.
fingers.
Well, strange you should say that because neither do I. And click my little claws.
Oh my god. You see, at that time, there's like another sort of rumbling earthquake around you all. Whoa.
Oh, God.
What's happening? That's the fastest it's ever been between them.
Was that the big one?
I don't know. Turns to Magnolia. I guess the sword can't turn, but
I don't know. I think it's still coming.
Well, we should get moving then. We don't want to be caught flat-footed by the big one. Or perhaps being flat-footed would be advantageous. Hard
Let's
to say.
just stay away from tall trees. Maybe. If we can. You know?
Yodik looks around at the trees, wondering if they're too tall.
So where do we find this stab mother?
oh yeah, right through this way. Wait, shit, I can't point. But if we keep following the path, I guess I could do like a hot and cold type thing.
North, south, east, west, one of those?
I don't know what those are.
Okay.
Same.
You're the navigator.
What can I do?
No,
East. I
it's
thought you
canon
said
now.
east.
It's canon now. You all start following the same path you've been heading along, and as you travel deeper, like into the forest, you pass other swords and stones with inscriptions, other weapons as well. However, these blades, they seem like rusted and cracked, nowhere near as full of life as Blaze.
Blaze, what's the story with all these other swords we're seeing here? Do you know them?
Well, I mean, they're like kind of like my brothers and sisters, but like more of like a stepbrother and sister type thing. You know, 'cause I don't
Right.
really know any of them.
Sure.
Are they dead?
Yeah, they kind of look dead.
Yeah, they're dead in the sense that like, you know, do any of us really live? You know,
You gonna be okay, Blaze?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Just like, there's like a lot of death in this episode already. Episode 2, the existential crisis. You can inspect some of them if you would like.
Oh yeah, I want to go inspect one.
Yeah, sure. Whoever's doing it, make an investigation check.
Yeah, sure, I'll go take a look.
Ooh.
Me too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want
yeah.
to go tap one.
All of us.
That's going to be a 21 for me.
Oh my god.
Oh, nat 20.
Nice.
11.
Whirl, you basically are looking for swords, and it's like in the process you just get in the cart and you just sit there.
I spend like 5 minutes and then get distracted and just go back to the van.
You find, like this is a broken, rusted weapon. You see that there's a very sharp mace called Wit that's inscribed in it. Yotik, you find a big, like, a battle axe called the Peacemaker.
Ha.
Pieces.
Spelled Piece.
Yep.
Nice.
And Magnolia, you find a sword that is called the Stibby Stabby Makes You Crabby. It is a broken blade, and you see like the pieces of it sort of decomposing and rusting below it.
Well, broken axe is of no use to me.
If you're all trudging forward, you approach a large gate with a sign that reads Sorchard. And scrawled underneath in like kind of like additional like lettering /Onion Farm.
I just don't get it. Why would they put onions next to a orchard.
Well, I suppose you need something to cut the onions with.
It just seems like a really sad idea.
Why?
I don't think
No.
swords grow on trees, though.
Well, they certainly
they
grow
grow
out
in
of
rocks.
stones. Yes.
I can
This is
vouch.
like-
yeah, just deadens.
His brain
This
just like
has been
shorted out.
This has been a hard day for Whirl so far. So inside the gate, as you trudge through with your giant pink van pulled by undead horses, you see that there are a few paths carved through the overgrowth of white and purple flowers. Amidst these thickets, you see that there are trees evenly spread out like you'd find in a standard orchard. But hanging from and growing out of these trees, you see swords of all shapes and sizes. There are tiny daggers budding out, while a few large great swords have fallen and rusted below.
See, Whirl, they do grow on trees.
I'm upset.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a phrase, like swords grow on trees.
How close are we to the onions?
Make a nature check.
It's a 19.
These purple and white flowers all around, those have onions underneath them.
I'm sobbing. I'm just like can't stop crying. It's just like way too
my
much.
dear. What has caused this state?
I don't know. I think it might be my allergies, the flowers. It's just my eyes are burning.
Are you allergic to onions?
I don't know. I think it's like with the swords and the onions and the chippy choppy. I just can't stop crying. I'm like touching every onion I walk by.
Because they are root vegetables, if you want to pull some up, you can. But if you're touching the flowers, it's like that scene in Gladiator, you know,
Yeah.
like going through that. As you're like stepping through, there's almost like this sort of like weird darkness all over this area. Like it's still light out, but it's almost like gray and cloudy as you enter this orchard. And once again, you hear or you feel the rumble of an earthquake, this time much larger.
Magnolia, was that the big one?
I mean, who's to say?
I presume you were the expert on the big one.
Oh, I've just, I think it's like a common thing. Like, oh, wait till the big one.
All right. Well, I'll keep asking you every time there's anything that happens.
Okay.
Are we in the cart or are we walking by foot?
What would you all like to be doing?
I'd like to be in the cart during this earthquake if there's
Okay.
a bunch of swords
Yep.
hanging on trees around me.
That's actually a good idea.
That's smart, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. You do see that a few, like they just fall off and just sunk into the ground. You managed to avoid some dexterity saving throws there.
This seems like possibly one of the most dangerous places we could ever choose to be during an earthquake. Are there any doorways that any of you can see that we could hide inside of?
No, I just see trees. Lots of trees.
Trees for days.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's like you all have like never seen a swordchard before.
This is a new experience for us. At
Yes.
least for me.
Same.
Well, I can give you a little rundown on it if you want. You see, like, the swords are grown two ways, of course. Some on trees and some in rocks. You know, generally, like, the ones grown in rocks are much more chaotic and unstable.
Right. Like you.
Not like generally. I'm pretty chill.
All right.
I'm gonna, like, run outside and pick a couple onions.
Okay. Thunk,
Hey,
thunk, thunk.
hey, Gert, do you mind if I borrow the sword for a minute?
Blaze, will you allow her to hold you?
Oh my god, you're like the best. Yeah, totally. I'm down with it.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, I hold the sword. And I'm like, I mean, you've been in this stone for so long, you must be hungry, right?
Ma'am, I am a sword. I don't eat.
You might like onions.
Sure.
I just start chopping onions with the sword.
Make a constitution saving throw.
That's a 20, not natural.
Nice. You manage to resist the effect of crying uncontrollably. But you do hear Blaze sobbing.
I'm sorry about that. I wanted to see if you like enjoyed onions or if you
No,
enjoy
I love
wood
onions.
or like flesh.
These are great.
Okay.
They just make my metal sweat. I don't understand. Why is this happening to me?
Where are the tears coming from?
You just see like little like droplets of moisture just appearing all over the blade.
Okay, you can have your sword back.
I wipe Blaze on my flannel. Here you go, Blaze. There. It's gonna be okay.
Thanks. I'm not sad. I just it was the onions.
It's okay.
Yotik is visibly disgusted by the sweating sword.
As you're all walking, you see ahead, there is a massive tree with a shack built around the base. You see little lights lit up around it. But embedded in this giant tree is a giant sword, about 20 feet wide and 60 feet up, with like a giant hilt that just sort of goes like right down into the tree and buries itself in it.
Blaze, is that the stab mother?
Yeah, that's her.
My god, she's very big.
Right? It's tight.
Indeed, it is tight.
Well, now we know that Yotik isn't your mom, Blaze.
Oh. Yeah.
Do we?
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Leave me out of it.
I don't think we should jump to conclusions. We have to wait until the blood test comes back.
You're right.
Yeah.
Can you?
I have blood.
Yeah.
At that point, you see. There is an old man sitting on the porch of the little hut, smoking an odd-looking pipe, rocking in a rocking chair, surrounded by a few odd barrels and crates.
I'm going to put on my big red Jackie O sunglasses and get out of the van and approach him. Hello.
What? Why, hello there, traveler. How the heck are you?
Well, I'm just fine. How are you, stranger?
Oh, I'm doing mighty fine. It is a wonderful day indeed. And then at that time, like, there's like this rough shaking, like the most intense earthquake. And you see like barrels like get knocked over and like swords scatter in different directions. And you know, see like a crate of onions tips over. Just sort of, this seems normal for him.
Does this happen a lot? I glance back at Magnolia with a look that's like, was that it?
Define a lot. You see, I've been growing swords and onions here for my entire life.
Oh, this is your orchard then?
Indeed it is. I'm Onion. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Onion. My name is Yotik.
Nice to meet you. Aren't you a fuzzy one?
Well, yes. I reach out a claw to shake his hand.
He grabs it. He has this, like, it's like basically skeletal with like a little flesh over it. This is a very, very old man.
Mr. Onion, I hope you don't find this a rude question, but are you...
No, Onion, Mr. Onion's my father. I'm just Onion.
Well, Onion.
Yes?
I hope you don't find this an impertinent question, but are you, as they say, alive?
Yes?
I'm like still holding his hand and I turn it over to inspect it, kind of stroke the back of it.
Make a perception check.
That's going to be a 9.
I mean, are any of us really alive? But yes, it does feel warm. It feels like flesh. You're familiar with flesh.
Yes, intimately.
Yeah, feels like warm flesh. But very much like, this seems like this person is very much past their,
They're used by date.
Yeah.
Well, Onion, I almost called you Mr. Onion again. It's simply a force of habit. If you find yourself in need of posthumous services regarding mortality, I may be able to help.
I am very confused by everything you are, and I have been alive a very long time.
That's all right. I'm also confused. I touch my antennae all over his head.
He tries to raise a hand, but he's so old. It's just oh no, oh boy. You see, these earthquakes have been happening so frequently, I don't know how long I'll be able to keep up this sorchard. Dang shame. Only been happening more and more frequently as of late.
Has anything changed as of late that may have caused these earthquakes?
Well, I haven't really left this rocking chair. If you'd be willing to find what's wrong with it, I'd reward you handsomely.
Oh, handsomely, you say?
Yeah.
I like handsome things.
I can make you all sorts of things. I can make onion soup, onion stew, onion bread, an onion burger, an onion kebab, a bloomin' onion, caramelized onion, pickled onion, onion casserole, onion lasagna, onion pancakes, popcorn onions, and I've got some onion leaf for smoking. He holds up his pipe.
My goodness. What a variety.
I am so hungry now.
Well, have an onion. He tosses an onion to you.
Do I catch it?
Make a dexterity check.
Hell yeah. Oh, a 17.
Yeah, you managed to catch the onion. It looks like it was gonna bonk you in the nose. You see he picks one up himself and just bites into it.
Oh no.
It just starts dripping down his mouth.
Oh no.
Good eatings.
Onion, sir.
Yes?
Do you mind if I ask about the stab mother?
Oh, yeah, her. You might know her as the Stabbing Willow. It's, this is her, and sort of all her roots connect to all these others.
Okay. So basically all of the roots, they feed the other sword trees in your orchard?
Exactly. Sort of like a big hive mind of sword trees. I don't see any way this could ever go wrong.
No, it seems exceptionally safe.
Indeed.
Is she nice?
Oh, yeah, she's great. We've had 150 good years together. And then these dang earthquakes keep happening. I've tried to find the cause of it, but I don't see so well anymore.
What do his eyes look like?
They look like a sort of a cloudy brown.
I lean down to meet his gaze and lift up the Jackie O sunglasses to get a better look at his eyes.
Looking in, make an insight check.
Oh, natural 20.
You look into Onion's eyes, and you see the eyes of an old man with a life well lived. You see him celebrating Christmas mornings with children. You see love in his life that has long left him but is always in his heart. You see grandchildren playing in his orchard and great-grandchildren after that. And you see that they moved away from him, but he was happy with that, and he wanted to live out his final years here because he's already had so much love in his life that he feels filled to the brim. That's what you see looking into his eyes.
Wow. I gently caress the side of his face with my claw. It's
Weird!
Been such a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Onion.
Okay!
So you haven't noticed any weird creatures lately, or giant moles or living rocks or things like that?
Nothing like that. Some of the onions have tasted a little weird. I heard a big kerfuffle on the other side of my shack the other day, but I just get caught up cleaning all the time that I never get a chance to check it out. You see that he's standing and he's putting some of the barrels right side up and putting some of the many swords back in the barrels.
You said some of the onions taste funny? Are there a specific patch of them that tastes weird?
Yeah. Around the back, they're sort of they're all gray and bitter and taste like, discount onions.
Are you using like a new fertilizer or?
Nothing new. Just the blood of people who cross me.
Sure.
I'm joking.
Oh. What do you do with the blood of people who cross you if not fertilize your onions?
Oh, people don't bother old onion.
Oh, well, that's nice. Less work for you. Less blood to deal with.
Exactly.
And this kerfuffle that happened, did you ever like check it out the next day? Or is it still kerfuffled?
Nope. I've been of the opinion that if I just ignore a problem, it will go away.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's why I've never voted.
Never mind.
Oh, God.
Should we go check out those onions?
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at those.
Oh, Mr. Onion. I'm so sorry. Sir Onion? Onion-san?
Look. Oh. I like that.
Onion-san.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Are there any, perhaps caves or strange holes around here? Entrances into the underworld, perhaps?
Possible. I don't know. I've been on the porch of my shack for, last couple days.
Right.
I only move when I need to, poop.
What a
And
life.
How often is that?
Just holds up a hand and just starts counting on fingers. Counting again.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Yes, good. Well, I think we'll investigate these mysterious bad-tasting onions.
Great. Sounds like a good plan to me. For clarity's sake, the shack is connected to his front. Looking inside, you see what appears to be like a simple bed and like a couple buckets, things old people have. As you make your way around to the other side of the stabbing willow, who is going first?
Gert, maybe since you have the most powerful weapon out of all of us, perhaps you should go first?
I'll lead the way.
Thank you.
Oh, we'll be right behind you.
I feel
Okay.
safer already.
Yeah. But what's the most powerful weapon?
Love.
Yes, probably
Berries.
love.
Music.
Definitely berries.
Yes. Love,
Yeah.
music, and fruit.
Fire. Tight.
Also fire. Fire is good.
Yeah.
Music is kind of like fire for your ears, and love is like fire for your heart.
And berries are like fire for your
Mouth.
stomach. Or mouth.
Sometimes.
I wipe away a tear.
Kind of depends on the berries, but we'll go with it.
Gert, as you travel around to the other side of the stabbing willow, would you go ahead and make an investigation check for me?
Yes. That is an 18.
You do see that there's this unusual patch of onions, like all the others. It's like tall, like flowers, but they're kind of discolored and brown near the base of the tree.
Can I pull one out?
Yeah. You pull one out, and you tried to pull some others out. They're in there firmly. This kind of like very easily comes out, and you see the ground below just start to like fall over where you're standing. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is a 14.
You manage to hold on as a giant 5-foot hole of loose dirt falls to the ground, revealing a chamber below. You see right below where you would have fallen, there is a giant sort of pit of spikes.
Can somebody help me get back up?
Yeah, I'll
I
go
rush
home.
over
Yeah.
and help.
Between all of you, you're able to do it. And you hear a shink, shink, shink around the corner. You see that onion is using a big old great sword to like prop himself up and come over to this. What's all the commotion over here? I heard. Oh my goodness. Oh dearie me.
It's just as I suspected. There's a strange hole.
Oh, this is no ordinary hole. He looks down, and you see that there are these sort of, it's a tiled room inside with some, like, a pendulum blade and, like, spikes on the wall.
Yes.
This is a dungeon.
Indeed.
And that is where we'll pick up next time.
Woo! Dungeon time.
It just sounds like a fun dungeon when he says it, you know? I'm not scared. I'm like excited.
This one's a dungeon. My fun
Here's
dungeon.
a pit of spikes. You can jump on it. It'll kill you.